Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching Channels Television, celebrating 21 years of professional broadcasting. This is the news at 10. Here's a reminder of our major stories. Fears envelop parts of Benue State over herdsman attack. Attention shifts to Bekasi and Applaud local government areas in Cross River State over reported takeover of the area by militants. Awaiting trial, inmates in Kirikiri prison complain of delayed justice. South Sudan is back to the war front as rival factions clash. And Britain's Andy Murray beats Canada's Milos Raonic in straight sets to claim a second Wimbledon title. Just a reminder here that all our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. You can watch our videos. Do visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on a mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. We encourage you to use the Eyewitness feature on the Channels TV app. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. Let's take a look at some other pictures you sent in to Eyewitness Portal. We begin with this one. It's from the Abakaliki Highway in Ebonyi State. It shows this overloaded commercial bus driving into a fuel service station. Eyewitness reporter wants relevant authorities to help check this act. Our next picture was sent in from a street in Port Harcourt Street in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. It shows a flooded road. Eyewitness reporter wants the government to perfect the drainages. Our next photo also shows the Benin Auchi Road in Edo State. We see a flooded portion of the road. Eyewitness reporters calling on relevant government authorities to create larger drains. This photo was sent in from Arochukwu Hafia area in Abia State. It shows the impact of erosion on the road. Our trip ends in Wuse 2 area in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. We see cattle obstructing traffic. Eyewitness reporter wants government to stop this growing trend. Thanks for sending in those pictures. Know that you too can become an eyewitness reporter for Channels Television. Just go to our website and follow the instructions. Now, attention has shifted to Bekasi and Applaud local government areas in Cross River State, following reports that a militant group under the aegis of Bekasi's strike force has taken over control of the two local government areas. However, a visit by our correspondent shows a totally different scenario. The State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Jimo Oziobe, warns the state government will not tolerate any attempt by any group of persons to disrupt the peace. 2 days after the governor of the state, Professor Ben Ayade, summoned an emergency security meeting, preparing the minds of residents on the need to be on high alert over security reports. Stories are already emerging that the Bekasi strike force has taken over Bekasi and Applaud local government areas. But here is the state of affairs in Applaud and Bekasi local council areas. Residents here are going about their lawful activities. Markets are open, buying and selling is ongoing.
There's no trouble. I'm feeling fine. We just struggle for our market because me, I did here for my time. I'm selling for black market here.
The leaders of the Bekasi force, popularly referred to as Humble Lion, speaks exclusively to Channels Television and says his group is not engaged in any violent mission in the two local government areas.
I am not a cultist. I'm a freedom fighter. Once more, I wholeheartedly express my readiness and willingness to work with both states and federal governments. Thank you.
Earlier in Calabar, the state capital, the Commissioner of Police also denied rumors that the militants have taken over.
mono-militant groups are operating either in Bekasi or Applaud. Then I phoned the DPO Bekasi and DPO Applaud. The DPO Bekasi came before I went for a meeting at where you met us. Nothing like that. No part of the state has been taken over by any person.
In the days ahead, security operatives will have to up their game as they secure lives and property, not only in these two local government areas, but across the state. Prisons across the country continue to play a major role in entrenching a safe society. However, it does appear court hearing for inmates is not giving much attention, as the list of those awaiting trial paints a disturbing picture. Our correspondent, Chris Lems, visited the female prisons in Kirikiri and now reports.
Behind these walls of the female prisons in Kirikiri are 253 inmates, as at the time of our visit. 197 of them are awaiting trial, and 53 have already been convicted for various offences committed against the state, ranging from domestic to capital. They are expected to go through the processes of reformation, rehabilitation and atonement while serving their time out here. In order to meet up with its mandate, the Deputy Controller ensures daily tasks are handled to the inmates, who are expected to comply strictly.
What we do is go from bed to bed, check and make sure the beds are neat, the sheets are okay, select the best, the cleanest, in order to encourage the others to also try and keep their corners clean.
While they are shut out of the world, some of the inmates are currently undertaking vocational classes, churning out beautiful items.
I learn them from here, and when I'm learning them, I think that is very difficult. But when I get into it, I see that everything is okay, that my staying here is not in vain.
A few others are also reading for their degree programs at the National Open University.
I come here every day, Mondays to Fridays, to read, so that I'll be able to get some things about the academic world.
Thankfully, the female prison boasts of some level of comfort as a result of individual contributions. However, the justice system cannot be said to have been just to some of them.
Well, I've been in a waiting trial for 4 years now, and my case right now is at the point where I'm supposed to be at judgment. My judge hasn't delivered his verdict, but I pray that the verdict comes out soon. I'll be for my discharge and acquitted.
While the personnel continue with their role of protecting these inmates, the Deputy Controller has a word of advice.
The Nigerian Prison Service is a very, very important and vital system in Nigeria. As far as I'm concerned, they should be the number one on the list of the government, because we cater for very, very important people that the society assume that they're not useful.
The bell rings and it's time to go. It's however ironic that while some of these inmates have found freedom in prison, many in positions of authority have become prisoners of freedom, diverting funds meant for institutions such as this into personal pockets and forgetting that a secured prison means a safer society. Chris Lems, Channels Television News.
Let's take a further look now to the issue of prison congestion and the awaited trial inmates. I'm being joined on the News at 10 now by legal practitioner Mr. Wahid Shitu. Wahab Shitu, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for joining us on the News at 10 tonight. Do you think the federal government is paying paying enough attention to prison congestion in the country?
Well, I think it's an ongoing effort. I think the best way to approach it is to see that as stakeholders' problem with far-reaching challenges on the justice sector and the society generally, including the inmates. It's a very serious problem with far-reaching implications on health implications, far-reaching, legal implications, far-reaching policy implications. But what is critical and what is fundamental is that it is now necessary for government at various levels to pay greater attention to the state of our prisons. It is said in some quarters that, and I share these sentiments, that the federal government is not in a position, maybe because of our resources, to build new prisons or upgrade existing ones. So it might be necessary for us to, in the long time, look at the possibility of amending our constitution in order to remove prisons from the exclusive list and place it in the concurrent list to enable states also build prisons, equip these prisons, and then reduce the workload. Personally, you see a lot of overcrowding of our prisons, leading to human rights issues, leading to difficulty in categorizing inmates. In most cases, hardened criminals are lumped together with first-timers in most of our prisons. And this has a lot of far-reaching implications on the health situation in our prisons, on the facilities in our prisons. So I think it is beyond that. That we need to take a closer look at our prisons with a view to overhauling the entire structures, entire facilities in order to make.
It's interesting because most of these inmates are awaiting trial. We heard one of the ladies there in the report who was saying that she had been awaiting trial. She was praying that the judge will eventually, attend to her case. You have people who are staying there for about 3 years, and I think this actually results, into is what probably has resulted in prison congestion. The fact that people are just there waiting for their cases to be attended to. But isn't it against the law? I think for people to be in prison awaiting trial for 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 10 years, just waiting?
I agree with you. It is a major challenge for our criminal justice administration system. In an ideal situation, we shouldn't have this kind of congestion of our prisons. You have to be able to distinguish the several categories of prisoners that we have. We have those who are awaiting trials, those who are involved in protracted litigation process, and they have been denied bail, or they have been granted bail. They are unable to fulfill the conditions imposed by the various courts. There are those who have been convicted, who are serving various prison terms, and there are those who are also condemned to death, who are awaiting death by the hangman. So you find all kinds of situations. But what this actually calls for is the need for us to take a closer look at our prison system with a view to deploying necessary funds and facilities, again to ensure that we focus more attention on reformatory approach to criminal justice system. And above all, there's a need for us to ensure that the human rights abuses that takes place in some of these prisons are addressed in order to reduce prison congestion.
Mr. Wahab Shitu, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Appreciate your thoughts on this issue.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. And when the news at 10 returns, Supreme Court settles the offer stool tussle in Kwara State. Please join us again.